Welcome to qualifying for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Too Tough to Tame 200 on speed. Partly cloudy skies overhead. A few dark ones mixed in with the light ones. 91 degrees is the temperature, but it feels like 102 degrees outside. A slight breeze making it feel a little cooler. Well, and the air conditioning up here makes it feel a lot cooler. Tonight, everything gets underway. It's the track Too Tough to Tame. It is the Too Tough to Tame 200 at 7:30, and it gets kicked off at 7 o'clock with Chris Devoda and the Camping World Truck Series setup presented by Polaris. And hello, everyone. Rick Allen, Phil Parsons, Michael Waltrip back with you for the Camping World Truck Series return to Darlington Raceway. And it's been 6 years, Phil. Do you think things have changed enough that it's even playing field for everyone?
Well, it's a little bit more even now that the racetrack has been repaved since these guys were here. So the racetrack now, it still has the same character that it always did. It's still very, very tough. And the thing I like, Michael, is when these guys leave pit road, guys and gals, they leave pit road, they're going to come back around, take the green flag, and they know they have to commit to run wide open through 1 and 2. And this is a racetrack that was built in 1950 for speeds of about 100 miles an hour.
And, you know, we've done that, Phil. We've gone down that straightaway and saw that turn looming ahead and thinking, okay, I'm supposed to leave my foot on the floor. It doesn't make any sense, but I'll give it a try. I sat on the pole one day here in the Nationwide race. I made it through the kink in turn 1, the dip, and I made it through there wide open. It scared me so much I let off when I got through it. So this place, it'll get your attention just like that. It's a commitment to run around this place, and these guys and girls, like you said, will have that foot flat on the floor.
Let's go down trackside to Ray Dunlap.
Well, thank you, Rick. You know, the bar could be set very early in qualifying today here at Darlington Raceway because Mike Skinner is the first truck to go out. Now, it's been a while since Skinner's been on the pole. The last time he got one was in Martinsville last fall, but this truck has been very, very fast in both of our practices today. The big question is, what kind of condition will the track be? Right now, the sun is out and the track is very, very slick, but there's lots of cloud cover. Will Skinner get some clouds? We'll find out shortly. Watch for the 5 to be very, very fast. Adam?
4 times the Camping World Truck Series is raced right here at Darlington, Ray. 3 of those races won by a driver who's in his 40s. That tells me experience means something at this track that's too tough to tame. And that could mean Ken Schrader is a driver to beat later on today. He's made 43 career starts here in the Sprint Cup Series. 3 times he started a truck, all resulting in top 10 finishes. 4 poles at this track. I think he will be a player now and later. Rick?
Well, we've heard about experience, and the 2 guys that are leading off qualifying have a lot of experience. Mike Skinner, the first onto the racetrack, and following him out on the track will be Ron Hornaday Jr., the second qualifier here from Darlington Raceway. Now, Phil, you mentioned wide open through 1 and 2. Will we see guys in qualifying run wide open through 3 and 4? Can you do it?
You know, I was talking to Schrader in the garage area right after the first practice started, and I said, are you using any brake at all getting down in turn 3? Because we used to use all the brakes we had in a cup car getting down in turn number 3. He said, I'm not sure that you even have to back off, much less use any brakes. So I don't know that they're going to run wide open down in 3 and 4, but they won't be far from it.
But as a race car driver, when you get down to that 3rd turn and you don't use the brakes and you drive down in there as deep as these guys are gonna, and you let off a little bit, you almost don't even count it. You're like, I might have rolled off it a little because you have done quite the job of carrying that thing down into that 3rd turn.
So Skinner's on the clock now. We talk about the turns being different. 1 and 2 a little more wide and sweeping. 3 and 4 a little tighter turn. As we see coming out of turn number 4, Mike Skinner for the first lap. This is what everyone will be watching for. 29.196. That is an impressive run for Mike Skinner.
Yeah, that's only a couple tenths of a second off the fastest lap we saw in both practice sessions, and that was set by Austin Dillon at a 28.96. So pretty good lap for Skinner.
Track record time right there.
Absolutely.
So these guys have taken a few years off, but obviously Skinner hadn't forgotten how to get around this place. And Rick, you said it, turns 3 and 4, it just gets really, really tight exiting that corner. You want to be right out next to the wall with your foot on the floor. Skinner only loses about 0.03 of a second on that second lap, so we could see guys picking up on that second lap. And this is a track where maybe you get your nerve up a little bit on the first lap if you hadn't been here a whole lot, and you really go for it on lap 2.
Guys scheduled to go out 9th in qualifying. Jason White standing by with Ray.
Well, thank you, Rick. We've run 4 races here at Darlington in the Camping World Trucks, and all 4 have been won by a Dodge, so a little extra pressure on the Rams this week.
Well, I tell you, I'm usually on the other end, so I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, we got a pretty good truck. We only got in the wall once today, so hopefully we make it through here.
It's still early yet, Jason.
It's still early, so but we'll be pretty good here. I can't wait to get out there.
Tell me about this racetrack, and from the driver's standpoint, how do you like it?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, we run basically wide open through 1 and 2. We lift a little in 3 and 4, just break it a little bit, but it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to get under here under the lights. It's going to be a pretty cool race here at Darlington.
All right, good luck to you. Jason White representing the Dodge brand this weekend here at Darlington.
Well, Ron Hornaday on the racetrack now. He's our second qualifier, and as you mentioned, Michael, record. That was a record run for Mike Skinner. He set the new track record. It was held by Carl Edwards at 29.361, and now, well, we've got a new track record. Ron Hornaday to the top of the charts, 29.091.
Do you think we'll have as many track records and pole sitters as we had at Pocono a couple weeks ago?
I can't imagine we could.
We had 14 different track records, obviously the first time ever at Pocono, and different pole sitters by the time we got to the end of qualifying.
And they're talking about utilizing that qualifying procedure maybe later this year. They're still trying to analyze how it went at Pocono. They're talking to all the teams and the drivers and the officials, and there is a possibility that we could do that qualifying later. And we pick it up on lap number 2 for Hornaday, 28.933.
That's a big pickup, about a 1/10 and a half there on lap number 2 for Ron Hornaday.
Fast speeds at Darlington, man. That's what it's all about here.
Stacey Compton will be back in the 60 this week. The Too Tough to Tame 200 qualifying continues on Speed. Stay with us. Speed's presentation of NASCAR Camping World Truck Series qualifying from Darlington is brought to you by Camping World. Visit Camping World's RV Spa for all your RV detailing and refurbishment needs. We are your RV cleaning professionals. And by Allstate. Dollar for dollar, nobody protects the rider like Allstate. Are you in good hands?
That was a great shot right there, Rick, of the safer barrier inside the wall here. Now, when we used to come here, Michael, there wasn't enough room to race on this racetrack. And then when they put the safer barriers in, they took 30 inches of that room away.
Well, and the uniqueness of this racetrack, I think, is amazing. How we've got a wide sweeping 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 is a little narrow. It's an egg-shaped racetrack.
Not only that, but they screwed us all up and switched ends.
That's right.
Years ago. Actually, the backstretch used to be the front stretch, and the front stretch used to be the backstretch.
You know, guys, the next 2 weeks, this qualifying session and then again at Bristol, this is the most sense of speed these guys are going to feel all year long. When you go around this racetrack at under 29 seconds like Ron Hornaday did, that's as thrilling as you're going to get. In a pickup truck running over 170-something miles an hour and down the straightaways into these turns at Darlington, that's amazing. Check that out, Rick. That's the pond located off turn 3 and 4 here at Darlington Raceway. And we talked earlier about how the turn 3 and 4 area tightens up. It isn't as sweeping as it is down in 1 and 2. That's because Harold Brasington, who built this racetrack, he liked his fishing pond over there. He wanted a racetrack, but he didn't want to lose his pond. So he squeezed down that end, the end is now turns 3 and 4, and left his pond alone.
They go hand in hand. Let's go down trackside to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, the Safe Auto Chevy was fast in both practices. Stacey Compton, Ron Hornaday just ran a 28.93. You got anything for that?
That's pretty quick. I mean, I think we do. I mean, the truck was good. I kept telling Chad, I said, loosen me up, because I know I'm going to hit. I just want to hit with the right rear, not the right side. So I think you got to be really free here to run fast. Everybody's running pretty much wide open through 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is where you're going to make all your time. And Safe Auto Chevrolet was good. It was good in both practices. We made a couple long runs early, and this place is so much fun in the truck. I'm telling you what, it is going to be out of control tonight.
All right, Stacey told me the secret to running fast down there in 3 and 4, don't use the brake. Adam?
Ron Hornaday, the quickest of those who have been on track so far, and you actually made 2 laps. I'm surprised you hung on that long.
No, it's actually, the old man Schrader helped me out quite a bit. I learned a lot down in 3 and 4. We were really quick through the middles of the corner. We just couldn't get no speed, so I learned something the first lap. So the second lap, I said, it's got to be better, so it actually worked out. All these guys have been working hard on this Easy Go Chevrolet. We came left front, now we're right front, so my hat's off to Kevin and all the guys. That's the best the truck's been right there, so hopefully she races real good.
They've worked hard all day long, and right now it's paid off, guys.
How about 52-year-old Ron Hornaday calling his teammate Old Man Schrader?
Well, that's fair. Schrader is older than that. Schrader's one of the oldest race car drivers I know.
Ricky Carmichael coming off the racetrack with his qualifying session, and he was 29.282.
the first 3 trucks all faster than the track record when these guys were here when Carl said it back in '04. So obviously a lot of speed in these trucks. And like Jason White said, when they go to race tonight under the lights, the speeds are even going to pick up more, Phil.
And you know what's amazing is our qualifying session, we may have a track record or a pole sitter a half a second maybe, which is about 2 miles an hour faster than the old record. But 10 laps into this race tonight, they will be running 10 miles an hour faster than they were 10 laps into the race the last time we heard, because the racetrack has been repaved since then, and it keeps the speed going lap after lap.
Let's go back trackside. Ray Dunlap.
Well, a lot of the racetracks we've gone to this year have been new experiences for Jennifer Jo Cobb. How about Darlington? How do you rate it?
I love it. It's right up there with one of my favorite tracks. I like the challenges. I like the things that are seemingly a little bit tougher. I got my stripe. I was very happy. Believe it or not, I wasn't trying to get it, but I did say I wanted it. So we got it early and out of the way, and I'm loving it.
Okay, have a great day. Jennifer Jo Cobb getting ready to qualify.
I was listening on her radio in practice earlier, and she said, we've got to fix this thing. If I drive it in as hard as I should, I'm going to hit the wall. And then she paused for a second. She goes, I know that's what you're supposed to do here, but we've got to fix this thing.
You see Johnny Sauter, another truck faster than the previous track record, so the speed is in the track today, Phil. Like you said, when we go racing tonight, these guys are going to have to carry that speed all night long.
Guys still waiting to get out on the racetrack. How fast can they go? The guy that's fastest is Hornaday. Tomorrow on NASCAR Race Day marches into Michigan as A.J. Allmendinger, Denny Hamlin, and Watkins Glen winner Juan Pablo Montoya join us. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot. Live from Michigan tomorrow at 10 Eastern, only on Speed.
I love getting up on Sunday morning and tuning into race day, checking out what all is going on at the races. You know, you're at the track a lot of times and you can learn more by watching what's happening on Speed than you can by wandering around the garage area. Those guys seem to get the stories before I can get them.
I'm like, yes, did that really happen? I was here.
Yeah, I think a lot of people saw Jack Roush on Speed before they saw him in the garage this weekend.
It's good to see Jack back, wasn't it?
It really was. Tickle of death to see Jack back there, and you know he was glad to be back.
Oh, yeah. Norm Benning finishing up his qualifying efforts. His second lap a little bit quicker than his first, 32.032. He's sixth quickest of the 6 that have been on the track.
Has Ray caught up with that old man?
I think he has, which actually is a feat for Ray. Right?
Yeah, and we got to give him lots of time to climb in. You know, it's very delicate. Hornaday was saying that that his old buddy Schrader has a pretty good truck today too. You got anything for a pole run against that time he put up?
You know, Ron's always fast, but I'm not near. I mean, it'd be neat to get a pole. I'm not near worried about as much about a pole as I am tonight.
Tell me about your experience here, Kenny. All the races that you've run, how different is it in a truck than it is in, say, a cup car?
Well, you just got to let off a lot more in the cup car. I mean, the trucks were running 1 and 2 flat, and turn 3, you carry a lot of momentum, but a lot of that was tire that Goodyear brought, plus the newer pavement than we used to have. We had a lot of fun on the old pavement right now.
All right, so on the very first lap of second practice, Schrader got his first Darlington stripe of the day today. Adam?
Johnny Sauter, not an old man, but he does have experience here at Darlington, both in the Cup and Nationwide Series. So how does that help you tonight?
Well, I feel old. I mean, it helps, obviously. This is my first time here with the new pavement, so racetrack's got a little bit different characteristics than what it used to. These trucks are pretty much wide open through 1 and 2. Even in race trim, 30-lap tires, we could do that. So it's just with the same old story. You race the racetrack all night, and I think track position is going to be pretty important. Everybody seems to be running about the same speed, so unfortunately, we didn't get the qualifying lap that I wanted, but nonetheless, hopefully it'll stay in the top 10 somewhere, and we can race them with our in-country television curb record Chevy. But we just track position's everything. I think it's going to be really tough to pass tonight.
Driver 13 currently third as Brett Butler had problems on track.
And he almost hit the wall on lap 1, Rick. I noticed Brett awful high down there. It looked like he just barely might have skimmed it on the first lap, and then the second time really hit the wall pretty hard there. They'll have to make repairs to that thing, Bill. See if we can see what happens. Maybe gets loose on entry. Why did he go so far up the track? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, got loose and wiggled. And we talk about this racetrack being narrow. If that's Atlanta, he's got double that room to catch that truck. But obviously with this narrow racetrack, ran out of room.
You can see right there on the way in, the thing just turned sideways with Brett. And after that, he was along for the ride. Did a nice job of keeping it headed in the right direction and minimizing the damage to that truck. But
it's deceiving. Phil, you mentioned the word narrow, and we see all of that pavement in there, but really the track is from the white dotted lines up.
That's superfluous.
Yeah.
that extra pavement.
What did he just
I'll
say?
bring a thesaurus to the next show. So Brett Butler into the wall in the 0-6 in his qualifying effort, but he will be in the show tonight. Tonight, the treacherous Lady in Black is back, and we're there as NASCAR's toughest tangle on the track. Too tough to tame. It's the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series return to Darlington, live tonight, 7 Eastern, only on Speed.
You know, Rick, the thing I love about this, and a lot of these drivers here for the first time, and when they go out there and say, okay, everyone tells them they have to run wide open through 1 and 2. They're going to do that. They're going to carry a lot of speed through 3 and 4. And then tonight, we're going to put 35 other trucks out there fighting for that narrow space. That is what we call a racetrack.
We're going to stack everybody together. You think that running wide open through 1 and 2 is a challenge when you're doing it all alone on this track? Like you said, Phil, you put all those other guys out there and then they still want you to do that? Gets tough. Donnie Leah, solid run.
29.430, lap number 1 for Leah.
Big Donnie Leah was our reigning Whelen Modified Tour champion, and we will have the modified race from Bristol Wednesday night. A little doubleheader action on Speed with the Truck Series.
When you think of somebody like Donnie Leah, you almost think of Darlington, don't you? Modified, tough, rough guy. He's probably loving this.
Absolutely.
Modified, tough, rough guy. Ray Dunlap.
Austin Dillon brought chassis number 5. It's the truck that won at Iowa and Austin. They say so much the veterans might have an upper hand when you come to a track like this, but it seems to me like you took to it pretty well. How do you like it?
The track's a lot of fun. You know, it's a fast corner down here in 1 and 2. You gotta, if you're lifting, you're slow, and you gotta be hammered down. And down here in 3 and 4, you gotta check up and get turned and come back across. So it's a little bit tricky, but the truck took to it well, and we'll just have to see how we go right here in qualifying. I think qualifying's gonna be really important.
Who'd you go to get advice on how to drive this racetrack?
You know, I got to call Jeff Burton earlier in the week this week, and then he gave me just a few little tips here and there, and then my spotter, Andy Houston's around here a lot too.
Okay. Good luck to you, Austin Dillon in the Bass Pro Shops number 3, and we'll have a nice little story about him coming up later in the setup show.
You know, guys, Austin Dillon actually came here in a driving school, ran about 20 laps, and he's done that a lot this year, just to get a little bit of familiarity with the racetrack. Now, that school car is nothing like his truck, but he said, you know, you can learn where the groove is, and I think the nice thing about it, and I know, Rick, you took a ride around the racetrack here after practice. There are definitive black marks, Michael, in the groove here, all the way around the racetrack. So,
and there are also definitive black marks on the wall.
That too.
So you can see where things tighten up in a hurry. And I know Austin probably checked all that out. You talk about a school car. Jennifer Jo Cobb was here in the spring giving rides in the Richard Petty car, and I took my daughter Macy down, and Macy ran around Darlington 3 or 4 laps with Jennifer Jo. I clocked her out there running around, and she was down around what our last place truck right now qualified. Norm Benning ran a 32.24. Jennifer was 33 seconds or so with Macy setting up in the right side of that thing, screaming around this racetrack. There's a lot of value to guys like Austin Dillon and girls like Jennifer Jo Cobb running those school cars. At least you're going to learn what the track does, where the bumps are, what you got to do to navigate your way around, even though the vehicle is quite different.
And with that being said, as we see Jason White second quick on his first lap, 29.125, so an impressive run. But these two guys were here for a tire test. How much of an advantage does that have? And when I'm talking about these two, it's Timothy Peters and Eric Almirola.
It gives you a big advantage at the start, Rick, but these teams are so good, and these drivers are so good. They close that gap in a hurry. You know, Timothy Peters has taken advantage of the fact that he tire tested down here, and he's really fast today, so that certainly has helped him. But these guys, like I said, Harvick's teams and the people that are chasing him, they'll get it all figured out by the time we go racing.
Those two guys that are in the middle of our championship run as well, as we're closing in on the final races of this 2010 season. We would almost consider this our chase if we were to have a chase.
Well, we need to re-rack the points then and take that huge lead at time.
I'm guessing there's one person that would say, no, 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 no. Conventional is good.
I'm going to guess there's only one person that would say that, though. Everybody else says, man, we need a reset here. We got to get on Todd.
If there was more than one person, it would be all be from the same team. It would be Mike Jr., Mike Sr., Bob Germain.
That's right.
Rick, Steve, all the Germains, and certainly Todd Bodine.
Butch Miller on the racetrack now in the number 21. He's also driving a Dodge. 31.520, and as Ray mentioned earlier, Only Dodges have won in the Camping World Truck Series in Darlington.
Yeah, look at Jason White up there in the second place. What a great qualifying run for Jason. This track, he told me earlier today, just really suits his style. He likes to hang it out and go for it, and that's what you have to do here. So he thought he would have a real competitive qualifying run. He certainly did. Could he be Dodge's hope to keep the sweeping?
Sweeping?
He's going to be their best hope for sure.
I got in a corner there, Rick. You could have helped me out of it.
Well, I was also in one. I've been looking at our scoring monitor and showing that Butch Miller was in a Dodge, but actually, as you can see on the front of that truck, that is a Chevrolet. Adam Alexander signing autographs, or maybe he's just giving directions to the guy behind him. Turn right at the next intersection. Welcome back. Qualifying continues for the Camping World Truck Series. Too Tough to Tame 200 from Darlington Raceway. Last time we were here was 2004. Casey Kane, in his first ever start at the Camping World Truck Series, went to Victory Lane.
What did he do in his next start?
Well, he went to Victory Lane as well at Homestead, the very next race.
I bet you didn't win his third start.
Surely not, right?
I mean, how good can you be?
Nobody had ever.
How about finish second?
Nobody had ever won the first two, much less the first three, and he came oh so close at Pocono.
Ray Dunlap.
Well, let's talk to the driver of the tool chest. That's the new nickname for this truck. They got tools all over it, and in practice, it was lightning fast. How hard do you push it in qualifying, Timothy?
I think we're going to try everything we got to show what our Apex Tools family of brands Toyota Tundra will do. You know, I was fortunate enough to do the tire test back in March, and it really helped me when we unloaded today to get up to speed quick. Jeff Hensley and all the guys do a great job week in and week out. Thank Tom DeLoach for the awesome opportunity, and the truck looks good. We got a lot of color to it this week.
What's the secret going to be tonight in the race as far as pit strategy and keeping track position?
Well, you know, our biggest thing is try to stay out of trouble, and they said in a rookie meeting today, you know, Schrader and Dennis Setzer and Bodine were really good teachers for us, saying, race the racetrack. And when the sun came out, and I've never been here before, you know, things changed quite a bit, and that was the biggest thing, and they were right, was race the racetrack. So we're going to do everything we can with our Toyota Tundra. Jeff makes great calls, keeping his cards close to his chest, so we'll see what we got for tonight.
All right, let's check in with Adam Alexander.
And Ray, Rick pointed out prior to our last commercial break that Dodge is undefeated here at Darlington. Jason White driving for that manufacturer. So some added pressure here this evening to make them 5-0?
You know, I think it's pretty cool to really be the only Dodge in the field. We got a really good truck, and I think we got a chance to pull one out tonight.
Stacy Compton just knocked you from second to third, but you're going to have a good starting spot. How important to take advantage when you look at where you sit in the points being in the top 10?
Well, for sure. I mean, we need to start qualifying better. Last week we qualified 8th. We've learned a lot the last couple weeks on qualifying, and I think it's going to help us out for tonight. You know, as far as, you know, pitch strategy and everything like that. So when you start up to the front, it's definitely a lot better.
Good luck tonight, Jake.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
A lot of people may be scratching their head. I know Timothy Peters said in the rookie meeting we had earlier today, saying, wait a minute, Timothy Peters isn't a rookie. There's only 7 drivers that have ever raced on this racetrack
in a truck.
In a truck. And so that's why the rest of this field more or less had to go sit and listen to Kenny Schrader.
29 drivers had to go to the rookie meeting.
29 drivers had to listen to Ken Schrader say, well, you go fast.
It's about like a driver's meeting.
He doesn't want to give anything away. Jennifer Jo Cobb on the racetrack now. She's been getting some mentoring from Rick Crawford, who's on her radio, telling her the lines to go around this racetrack. Crawford had 4 races here at Darlington in the Truck Series.
Had 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s in the previous races here.
See her go across the stripe for her first lap, 30.330. We go back trackside to Ray.
Well, it was 4 consecutive top 5s for Matt Crafton, then a 7th at Nashville. This team's been on a roll, Matt, but can you get this thing back to victory lane on a track this tough like Darlington?
I mean, today, if you'd asked me this earlier, no, I mean, we were off. We've been really off all day today. These guys, we threw everything but the kitchen sink at it after the first practice, so we went ahead and threw the kitchen sink at it after the second practice. So I have no idea what we're going to have. We'll go out there and do this qualifying run, but I'm sure these guys throw something at it. I mean, we never give up. just this Menard Chevy will be up front by the end of the day.
All right, we wish you good luck. That's Matt Crafton. Now let's go to the other end in Double A.
I'm not sure that this driver needs any luck, Ray. Stacy Compton quick in practice, and you backed it up in qualifying. Nice run.
Truck was good. I tell you what, the guys, the Safe Auto Chevrolet did a good job. Awful proud of these guys with Safe Auto and Chevrolet. We've needed this for a while, and truck was good in practice, and man, this place is going to be out of control tonight. It is such a blast to run a truck here. You're wide open through 1 and 2. Never even thinking about lifting it down to 3 and 4. It's how much you want to bite off, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a heck of a show.
Stacy Compton currently on the outside of row 1.
You could see Stacy's run here. Rick, look how it looks like he's running a conservative line, Phil. He wasn't all out next to that wall. I thought that he was just sort of on a middle of the pack run because of his line. But he talked about how he can just run wide open easily through 1 and 2, and the lower you hold it, the shorter it is around. So that's a good line to take. But look, even on turn 4, he wasn't using up a whole lot of the track. Look for that to pay off tonight. If Stacy's got a truck that's driving that good, he could be tough tonight.
If experience counts for anything at this racetrack, this gentleman right here is going to dominate.
Well, he's going to be good. There's no question about it. Kenny Schrader, 4th on lap number 1, 29.157. A couple tenths of a second will get him up there where Ron Hornaday is. But I remember, Michael, one time we were here running the Cup race. You were running the same race, and we were qualifying, standing on pit road, and Kenny Schrader qualified in the Folgers car for Rick Hendrick. And I don't remember what his time was, but I knew at that point that no human being could go around this racetrack that fast.
And it would never happen again.
It would never happen again, and they're probably running 3 seconds faster than that now.
At least. And I look at Schrader as a guy who's going to pick it up on lap 2, and he does. He goes all the way up to 2nd. You know, he's going to go out there and just give it 90% on lap 1 and make sure the thing's sticking, and then throw the foot to it on lap 2, and that's what he did.
So Ken Schrader, 2nd quick. Stacy Compton drops down to 3rd. They're all chasing Hornaday. Guys still to go, though. Dillon, Peters, Crafton, and Almirola. And walking back to Darlington Raceway. On the racetrack now, we've got Austin Dillon, the fast tracker number 3.
This is a young man that has a shot at the pole, certainly.
I think he's going to, what do you think? I think he's going to get the pole.
I think he's going to get it as well. He was the fastest truck in practice. Austin ran a 28.963, just about 0.03 of a second slower than what Hornaday ran.
It's like a good line for that young man. Got it down into, you heard him come off the gas, getting down into turn 3, right back in it.
We know he's a good qualifier, 3 poles in a row. Oh, only 4th quickest now, but still just a little bit over 1/10 of a second off the pole right now. So he certainly has it within him to get this thing.
Can he pick up a 10th on his 2nd lap? He was fastest in both practices.
We saw Hornaday pick up a 1/10 and a half. We saw Schrader pick up 2/10. See if Austin can get him that 1/10 of a second.
Looking for improvement on lap number 2. Does he get it? He improves, but doesn't improve in his position. 29.034. He only goes 24 1,000 seconds faster on lap number 2. Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, we have to keep in mind that tonight is just the 15th start for Justin Lofton in this series. And I know you got to learn at every track we come to, but I listened to Terry Cook helping you today, and it seemed like he really gave you some good guidance to learn how to get around this tough racetrack.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been really cool having Terry as a spotter. Our performance has definitely picked up since then. And, you know, it's really cool that Todd Bodine's kind of taken me under his wing the last couple weeks, too, and really helped me out. He was between final practice and qualifying, I was over in his coach, kind of talking some things over and seeing kind of characteristics of the track as the race progresses. So it's really cool that those guys are doing that for me. And then it's, you know, even more fun watching this number 7 Toyota Tundra team grow throughout the season, and you know, really look forward to finishing it off real strong here.
Can I borrow your hair dryer here for a second? I'm getting a little sweaty. I need to cool off a little bit here. But I got to dry my hair. Let's go to a guy that doesn't have any.
You're very funny, Ray. Ken Schrader feeling good about his qualifying run. In fact, KHI as a group doing a nice job. So how did you feel about it?
Well, you know, that's by far the fastest we've run. I ran it in the fence by myself once a day, so it's good. And you know, I'd struggle with being second if Ron wasn't on the pole. Hopefully we can stay there, but I couldn't be happier to be second with that other truck on the pole.
What's the balance of patience and aggression here tonight?
I know what it's supposed to be. I'll get with you and backwards for it, see how it works out.
Ken Schrader looking for his first Darlington win in the Truck Series later this evening.
And KHI looking pretty strong at the top of the chart here with Hornaday and Schrader.
Yeah, they're separated by less than 200ths of a second. They're the fastest two trucks.
And they should be. I mean, they're teammates, and the trucks, you know, we talked to just a little bit of, and Ron Hornaday was saying they came here on the left front spring. They were talking about coil binding and actually switched over to the right front. Now I think Kenny Schrader and Butch Hilton, his crew chief, have stayed on the left front. So two different setups, and the truck's 200ths of a second apart.
Well, and that left front versus right front thing, Phil, you do it, you get both. Either one of those will work. And so it comes down to a feel of the driver. One of the drivers, some tracks might be better for left front, but then if you like a right front feel and your crew gives you that, it'll work both ways, I think, and that's evident by the two guys that are starting right up front on two totally different setups.
Jeremy Petty was 15th quick, 31.659. Let's go down to the smiling David Starr.
He's always happy, Rick, no question about it. But as I listened to you in practice today, you got better and better and better. What did you guys do to learn how to go faster today?
Well, Doug Wilcock, my crew chief, he just kept working on the truck. He kept getting better and better. I want to thank NASCAR for letting us come back to this awesome racetrack. I love Darlington. It's very challenging, but a fun racetrack, and excited to have Zachary back on the truck, and looking forward to the race tonight. If the fans going to see an exciting race.
You got to get in the 28s to get the pole, David. Any shot of that for the 81?
Well, judging from our qualifying runs in practice, I don't think we have a shot for that, but we got a good handling truck, and we don't really always aim for poles. We aim for wins, so I think our truck's going to be pretty good tonight, and we're excited to get it underway. We want to race tonight, so hopefully we got something for them.
All right, good luck, David. The 17 on the pole. Now let's go down to Adam.
And Ray, no one's been hotter in Camping World Truck Series competition in recent weeks than Austin Dillon, but you were shaking your head when you climbed from the truck after qualifying. Disappointed?
Not really. I just thought we'd be a little faster, you know. Wanted the pole, and that would have been our fourth. So looks like Timothy just ran a really good lap. So congratulations to him, and we'll just have to go race tonight. You know, it's a track that track position is pretty big. That's why I wanted to be up front. But we still have a really good truck, and we'll just have to see how the race goes.
Who did you lean on to help gain some thought process as you get set for your first start at Darlington?
I talked to Jeff Burton a few times, and just seeing what he thought about the track and what the trucks would do there. So the truck's really good. I think that we have a truck to contend for the win tonight.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So Timothy Peters does go to the top of the charts. 28.784 for Timothy Peters. And now Matt Crafton on the racetrack.
Matt talked about throwing the kitchen sink at his truck. They do all the other stuff during practice, and since practice they've thrown the kitchen sink at it.
Yeah, you can go to
so you can find.
You can go to Menards and get one of them too, by the way. So that worked out well.
Right up against the wall.
What, Russell?
The Menards Chevrolet. Across the stripe for lap number 1. Crafton 10th quick. 29.293.
I'll tell you, Timothy Peters really threw a lap up there, a tenth and a half quicker than Ron Hornaday's lap.
And I guarantee Ron Hornaday's thinking, that's not possible. That's all I had, man, and he beat me by a bunch.
Austin Dillon referred to his lap saying, I want to start up front.
Looked like that truck of 88, Crafton's a little nervous getting down into turn 3. He wiggled getting in there, and that's, you don't want that at Darlington. You'd like to think your truck is all up under you, and that's why Matt's probably back in the 9th spot. He qualified 29.280, ran about the same thing both laps, and the truck looked the same on both laps, just a little bit darty.
And remember, these trucks will be impounded. Only minor adjustments will be allowed to be made, so there's not a whole bunch they're going to be able to do to that truck to calm it down.
Is checking your toe one of the minor adjustments you can make?
I would think not.
No, I bet it isn't.
Looked like it was towed in a little bit.
I think it was wandering.
Brian Eichler's with Ray Dunlap.
Very different ends of this racetrack. And Brian, how did you learn to approach this tricky racetrack today?
Well, I've already got my Darlington stripe there in the second practice, so you know, we're definitely learning. It's we've got a pretty good piece. Starting up front's going to be big here tonight, so hopefully we'll have a good qualifying effort here.
The guy who has had the best one so far is standing by with Adam.
Timothy Peters right now doing an impromptu autograph session, and everyone hunting after you after that incredible lap you just put up.
I tell you, our Apex Tools family of brands Toyota Tundra is just awesome. I was fortunate to do the tire test, and I'm really glad that I was the selected one to do that because it helped me get up to speed so much. And, you know, this is definitely a place like I've never been before, and it's cool. Jeff Hensley does a great job. Thank Tom DeLoach for awesome opportunity. Hopefully that'll hold up, and maybe we can finish off what we did in the end last week.
trying to bounce back from somewhat of a disappointing finish last week at Nashville. They thought they should have taken the crown.
Wow. You see Eric Almirola working that truck down into turn 3, second fastest sideways through 3 and 4 that time. I can't think he would pick up time considering how out of shape that thing was. Let's see.
Lap 2 slows down, as you mentioned, 29.328 for lap 2, 28.909 on lap 1 for Almirola.
What a great shot by our camera guys and girls. Look at this truck down into the corner.
Watch his hands.
He's got it cut to the right or to the left, but then he's got to give it up. He's got to start letting it wander up the hill. Things just a little bit out of whack on him. And then it gets even worse as he goes around the turn.
So a couple Toyotas up on top of the charts now. Timothy Peters and Eric Almirola 1 and 2, fighting for that championship 2010. On Monday, it's NASCAR Race Up presented by Hooters at 7 o'clock. An all-new set. Steve Burns will take you through everything you need to know about NASCAR. And joining him on the sets on Monday will be Todd Bodine, our points leader in the Camping World Truck Series. He's about to go out onto the racetrack. Lance Fenton just coming off the track, and Fenton was the slowest of the 20 trucks that have been on the track at 32.287. He is currently 20th. Justin Lofton now on the racetrack for his qualifying effort. After lap number 1, he's second quick, 28.836.
I'm telling you, we have a shot here for maybe a pole. He's only half a tenth right now off his teammate's time of Timothy Peters.
Wow, that information that Peters learned has been spread over to his other truck as well, and Justin Lofton is certainly capable of getting this thing on the pole, especially with that first lap. Looks really good down into turn 3, Phil.
Yeah, he's on the throttle now hard.
Earlier
straight up before.
KHI on the top 2 spots. Now, do we have a change up top? No, it's still Timothy Peters and then Justin Lofton. But I tell you what, not a big drop off. 3/100ths of a second slower than lap number 1. So an impressive run for Justin Lofton. 2 teammates 1 and 2 now.
You know, Timothy was going to say if he got that knocked off that pole, God, I wish I hadn't told him everything.
Well, it's funny. Schrader said that he would be okay with not being on the pole if Hornaday knocked him off. Those were teammates, and since then, a bunch of people have knocked those 2 down, and we got teammates back up on the front row.
And let's go to the guy who's in 3rd in qualifying, Eric Almirola, standing by with Adam Alexander. A couple double A's.
Eric Almirola pretty solid with his qualifying effort. Rick mentioned you were 3rd, and you told me after last week's race at Nashville you felt like this is a place where you could start to make up ground on Bodine and the points. You got a good start on it?
We feel like it. You know, track position is going to be really important here tonight. In practice today, it was like impossible when you got behind somebody to really try and get a good run on them. So really excited about that for a qualifying effort. Really proud of all the guys in this Raceway Pharmaceuticals truck. They've done a great job all weekend. And we were just a little bit too loose right there. The sun popped out. The cloud cover was there for a little while, and the sun popped out right before we went to go, so that's my excuse.
And Eric also did the tire test here, which could help them later tonight, Ray.
And Adam, later if it gets dark and we're not able to see here at Darlington, all we'll have to do is look at TJ Bell's uniform. Man, that is a striking, beautiful, shiny yellow and green all sport. How'd this deal come together?
You know, they're associate sponsor with us this weekend, and we got Liberty Tire Recycling on the truck, and they got us to the racetrack. It's unbelievable to be here, and hopefully I can do good showing for here in the Lady in Black.
Cowboy Starlin helping you out a little bit this weekend. How has it gone working with him?
He's unbelievable. Just his knowledge and everything. He's taught me a lot. You know, these guys brought me in to be a veteran, but the real veteran's Cowboy bringing him in. Him and Scott Weaver working on this truck. And everybody at Make Motorsports has made me feel real welcome, and go have some fun.
Okay, enjoy it. That is TJ Bell. He's driving number 50. Make Motorsports a new team to the Camping World Truck Series.
Might be the whitest hat I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and Ray said if it gets dark later here tonight, it will.
There's a really good chance it will get dark later.
Almost every night.
Almost. Yeah. David Starr off the racetrack. He's 11th quick in his qualifying effort, 29.230. I'm just waiting because I know Ray is very good at coming back. We shouldn't give him too much time. That's the problem.
I got nothing, Rick. I got nothing for that. Mikey was right. When it gets dark tonight, that's what I meant to say.
Eichler's looking to become the 15th driver, guys, to break the old track record. So we've got an extremely fast field here in Darlington, and he does just that. 29.04. He's 8th fastest. We can see a couple of tenths of pickup in this truck as well.
If he gets a couple tenths, that would move him potentially into the top 5. We'll see if he can improve that much on this lap. Again, 29.043 on lap number 1. Let's see if he picks it up on 2.
Get it down into the 28s. No.
Slows down just a bit, so he'll stay in the 8th spot. His lap of record, 29.043. Adam Alexander.
Justin Lofton has been on a roll lately, back-to-back top 10s for the first time in his Camping World Truck Series career, and he follows it up today with an outstanding qualifying run. You almost got your teammate.
Yeah, it's really cool to have, at least right now, have both Red Horse trucks up front. We unloaded great. Mark Rhett and all the guys have been progressing just every week along with me, and it's been really cool to grow together and really to see what we're putting together, and we can come out here and run with these guys that do it week in and week out and have been doing it for years.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Ray?
Well, Dennis Setzer, certainly one of the veterans in this series, and welcome back. Glad to have you here, and the 92 team.
Well, it's nice to be here. I appreciate Ricky Benton and all his guys at Black's Tire Service bringing us here. It's kind of a hometown race for him. He's just down the road here near Blackville, North Carolina, and hometown race, so we need to do pretty good for him tonight.
How do you approach this race, Dennis? How hard do you go with a new team like this, and how much do you push it to try to get to the front?
Well, we need to get up and get a good showing for this team. They're working really close with Goodyear and Fleet HQ, trying to get a good promotion going and get some full-time, get this truck going full-time. That's Ricky's goal. He's done really well in some other series, not necessarily NASCAR, but done really well in some other series.
Okay, good luck to you. Dennis Setzer, driver number 92.
You know what I like about this sponsor and this team, Phil? They had a big hospitality event just off turn 4 here. A lot of the Black Tire folks were over there cooking out, barbecuing, had a good crowd. So he said it was a hometown race, and they're treating it just like that. Barbecue, picnic,
Did they
a little bit of truck
They
racing.
offer you some food?
No. Other than that, it was really nice to see them.
I'm sure they would have let you eat.
Tony Stewart would have been proud of us, though, right?
He would have been.
We went to Burger King, got a bite to eat, and we made sure that Tony wasn't working behind the counter.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there that case.
Ryan Sieg, 16th quick in his qualifying effort, 29.478 on lap number 1. Our point leader now on the racetrack.
This is a former winner here in the Nationwide Series at Darlington. So I tell you, at this place, even though we have 2 guys that have never been here before on the front row, I really think at the end of the night, experience is going to come into play here, and this is one guy that has a bunch of it.
Didn't they crash when he won? Wasn't it a slide fest across the start-finish line?
I think he crashed across the start-finish line.
Grabbing the victory?
Yeah. Was it him and Jamie McMurray maybe driving James Finch's car possibly? That was about 2003.
Those are the folks involved in the action tonight. Todd's one here, Ken Schrader's one here, and I'm calling the race.
Now Kenny's had poles. Kenny's never won here. He's had poles in the Cup Series and the Nationwide Series.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got excited because Russell got me up on the stats.
Your name was on the screen. Todd Bodine, 10th quick, 29.159.
It could have about said anything about those other 2.
You lost focus when you saw Michael Walter.
I didn't see him put anything up there that said somebody that finished second here.
And I'm guessing that there might be somebody by the name of Phil Parsons that would fall into that category.
Maybe, quite possibly.
And joining us in the booth
You know
today
what second place is, right, Phil?
Yeah, first loser.
Hey.
Thanks, Adam. Close Adam's mic.
Joining us in the booth today.
I was getting ready to yell Jeff Bodine, but it is Todd Bodine that goes all the way up to 7th quick on his second lap, 29.010. Autograph signing continues. This time it's David Starr. It's taking care of signing some autographs for the fans. Timothy Peters and Justin Lofton, 1 and 2. Thursday on Speed, it's a high-performance night on Battle of the Supercars. Tanner Faust, Aston Martin, DBS challenges Paul Tracy's Bentley Supersport. Find out which is the ultimate British supercar on an all-new Battle of the Supercars presented by Michelin. It's Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern only on Speed. Brent Raymer off the racetrack. He was 23rd quick on his qualifying effort. As we went to break last time, Phil, you were talking about your second place finishes here. That was actually a battle of the Skull Bandits.
That's right.
Harry Gant, I believe, outlasted you to the finish line.
He did actually. At that time, we had 2 pit roads, and Michael remembers this well. And it was a huge disadvantage to pit on the backstretch. So I had one of my normal qualifying efforts and had to pit on the backstretch because I didn't qualify very well and had a really good car, but had to overcome that backstretch starting or pit road.
You can't give up nothing to Harry Gant at Darlington.
No, that's for sure.
He'll beat you every time.
Yeah, I caught him on the last lap, but I couldn't do anything with him.
Chris Jones just improves his position to 22nd on his second lap, 30.851. Let's go back trackside to Ray.
Well, the Wolfpack Reynolds Chevrolet is next to last to go, and James Busher, the question is, can you get in the 28-second bracket?
I think we can get in the 28-second bracket. I don't know if we can knock that 17 off the pole, but our Wolfpack Reynolds truck's been really good all day. You know, we unloaded pretty good. Balance was pretty good, a little bit on the tight side, but it seemed like we didn't have all the speed we needed in race runs, but you know, we put it in qualifying trim and it went right to the top of the board. So hopefully when it gets dark tonight, we'll stay up front if we can qualify up front, and hopefully we can get down to the 28-second bracket, and if we get a good cloud, I think we might be able to get the pole, but we'll see how fast this thing will go.
All right, we'll see what the weather forecast is for 31. Adam?
Another solid qualifying effort for our point leader, Ray. That would be one Todd Bodine. So you have a lot of experience here. You know what it takes. Do you change your approach at all being the point leader like you are?
Nah. You just go out and race hard. Darlington, you know, you hear the old saying about Darlington, you race the racetrack, and you truly do. You know, then when you catch somebody, then you worry about passing them and getting around them. But you have to race the racetrack, or if you don't, it'll jump up and bite you. And the thing about the trucks over the cars here is you have to drive them so hard. I mean, it's incredible how hard we're driving these things. You know, wide open through 1 and 2, just barely using a little bit of brake in 3 and 4, and back to the gas. I mean, it's incredible how fast the corner speeds are. But you know, we got a really good Tundra. I mean, I think we ended up 7th right now, but I'm really happy with it in race trim. I think it's going to be good. But you know, we weren't supposed to be here racing. This was an added race to our schedule, and my whole crew was kind of mad about it because we're supposed to be in New York at a wedding right now. Tony, Lindsay, love you guys. Congratulations. We're gonna have to go win it for you.
And just a tip for you, it's not just the track that can jump up and bite you here at Darlington. Golf carts can too, okay?
Yeah, I know. I gotta be careful.
He has to be careful who he rides with in a golf cart around here.
You know, one thing I have to disagree a little bit with Todd is he said, you know, unlike the cars here, these trucks you really have to drive hard. I thought I pretty much drove hard every time I ever came here. How about you?
Man, if you put somebody in a rental car and tell them to go around this place, they're going to think it's a hard ride. This place is so tough, so tight, and the speeds are so fast. John Jackson didn't have much for speed, though. He's our slowest truck so far. Or as Rick likes to say, he's the 28th fastest of the 28 trucks that have gone.
34.419. I'm a half full kind of guy.
That makes me really happy, Rick. If you could have followed me around for a lot of years, I might have looked at things a lot differently. I don't know if you heard about it or not, but I went on a little bit of a losing streak there.
400 was that?
There was some. I mean, let's not get detailed. I mean, there's no sense in really breaking it down.
Suffice to say, it was a bit of a losing streak.
I got on a bad roll.
Whoa, hang on to it, TJ.
TJ's really happy to be back in the truck, but he's probably second thinking that when he got sideways down in the middle of 3 and 4. But I talked to TJ a lot. He loves racing, and he's just really thankful to have the opportunity to be out here.
It's a great looking truck there too. Liberty Tire Recycling, I believe, is the main sponsor on that truck.
Now you know, if he can get that thing, keep that thing straight in 3 and 4 this time, he can pick up quite a lot. It looked like that was quite a handful on lap 1. He's 17th fastest. A little bit more sanitary through there. Not much. It still looked like it was on the edge of control.
He was headed towards that outside wall with some velocity.
17th quick on his first lap. Does he improve on lap number 2? Well, the time improves, but the position stays the same. 29.383 for TJ Bell. He holds on to the 17th spot of the 29 that have been on the racetrack. Timothy Peters with a new track record, 28.784. We're figuring out the lineup for tonight's race. At 7 o'clock, the setup gets us ready by Polaris. And then at 7:30, Too Tough to Tame 200 from Darlington Raceway.
Timothy Peters so far on the pole. You know, this would not be the first time in the previous runs we've had it in the truck series at Darlington that teammates would be on the front row. Back in 2001, Hendrick Motorsports swept the front row with Jack Sprague and Ricky Hendrick. And in 2002, it was Jason Leffler and Ted Musgrave for Ultra Motorsports. So this would be the 3rd out of 5 times that teammates would have swept the front row, and we had a rain out one of those years. So really, there's only been 4 times they've qualified, including today.
Looks like that could hold up, but I love the fact that James Busher is backing our go homers because he keeps everybody on the edge of their seat. You know, you guys had a great qualifying session up at Pocono where the fast trucks went out at the end, and I know that was dramatic. Well, for me, James does just the same thing because we know that Timothy Peters is on the pole right now with a new track record, but James Busher is sitting back there with just a few. He'll be one of our last trucks to go, and he's a guy that can go up there and win this pole.
He was 2nd quickest in practice overall, so he definitely has a shot at it.
Good lap by Mike Harmon. 30.464 slots him in the 22nd spot.
James Busher was talking about hoping that a cloud would maybe come over the racetrack. Well,
it's here.
He got it because the cloud has come over this racetrack now.
Wonder what else he wants. We'll see if we can work that out.
It was a little bit of an overcast day today, helping some drivers and hurting others.
Just before this qualifying session started, there was a bit of a rain shower that just missed us. We could see it off in the distance. It sprinkled just a little bit here, but fortunately for us and the teams, it missed us.
And now on the racetrack, Justin Hobgood in the number 16.
Justin's just making a lap here to get a time so he can start this race because he certainly isn't going very fast. Pretty sure Jennifer, Joe, and Macy were outrunning him when they were here that day doing laps in the petty cars. Those petty cars will go now. You've driven them, Phil. They're a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And Justin Hobgood is a good race car driver.
Certainly.
Here, so I don't know what the situation is, but there's that truck obviously off. He is our slowest truck right now. We're at a 34.74.
And slowing down.
I think he's had enough.
Hey, guys. Just heard on the radio, Justin said they have a plug wire off on the truck, so that certainly didn't help.
That would make sense, if maybe even 2. They may have been crossed and actually have 2 of them not firing.
Timothy Peters still signing autographs and taking pictures. He's the fastest man in Darlington. Lofton, Almirola, Hornaday, and Schrader, your top 5. We still have 5 to go on the track. And welcome back. Too Tough to Tame 200 qualifying continues from Darlington Raceway. Now it's Dennis Setzer's turn on the clock.
You know, it almost seems like we should talk about Dennis Setzer as being a former series champion.
He's close, right?
He finished 2nd, but 3 times in a row.
Starting off in 2003 when the trucks came to speed. One of the most amazing finishes in points history in the Camping World Truck Series. We had 5 guys that all had a legitimate shot at the championship in 2003. Dennis Setzer being one of those 5.
And not just a mathematical shot.
Oh no.
But a legitimate shot when we got to
legitimate shot. Dennis Setzer ended up 2nd in that battle as Travis Quapple was crowned our champion in 2003.
You know, guys, it's amazing. I was watching practice and we walked down towards turn number 1. And you look at the trucks going down a straightaway, Michael, and you know, okay. Well, then when they got to the corner, it looked like they picked up 10 miles an hour. Unbelievable. And I don't know whether it's just the narrowness of the track or what, but the trucks just looked like they were flying through the corners.
And that's exactly what they feel like to the drivers, too. That exact same feeling. They go down in that corner, and when you don't have the luxury of, you know, just letting off the gas a little helps you mentally, think, you know, I'm going to make this corner okay. But when you got to lay it right on the floorboard, like our front row, the guys right up front have done during this practice, or excuse me, this qualifying session, it's quite an experience.
Dennis Setzer 19th quick in his qualifying efforts, 29.963. His 2nd lap being just a bit quicker.
Just 4 trucks to go. One of those being that 31 truck of James Busher.
I'm looking forward to that run.
Here's James' truck right there. Looks like they may be pushing it out of line to move it up.
And he won't mind that at all. The clouds are certainly over this racetrack.
Yeah, he's all for that, I think, right now.
Rick, you said earlier the clouds hurt some and help some, but when you go to qualify, clouds help you both grip the track, but they also, it's a big thing mentally, Phil, for the driver to say, okay, that's going to be a break for me. That might be the 100th or 2 of a second. I need to get the pole. So it's good all the way around, and James is going to try to take advantage of it.
There's no better feeling than to look out your windshield and not see bright sun. You know, whether it's cloudy or whether it's nighttime, you just know, or at least subconsciously, you know there's going to be more grip there.
This racetrack has darkened up quite a bit since the beginning of practice this morning. So James Busher now on the clock, and I'm sure Timothy Peters will be watching that scoring pylon in the infield, if not standing in front of a monitor to see if he'll be able to hold on and claim the pole. This like the final bullet on the racetrack.
This third and fourth corner is the difference maker. You know, they talked about how everybody can pretty much get through 1 and 2 wide open. That's one thing, but turn 3 and 4, you're off the gas, and the less time you can spend off the gas, obviously the faster you're going to go.
He didn't use the whole racetrack up. Ooh, third quickest on lap number 1, 28.887, only a 1/10 of a second right now off of Peters.
We'll see if he can pick up a 1/10 of a second on lap number 2. James Busher trying to knock off Timothy Peters and Justin Lofton.
Man, that truck looks good. Really smooth down into turn 3. Great line.
Does not have to use all the racetrack through the center of the corner. See what he can do here when he gets to the line.
Moves up to second. James Busher 28.802.
Well, I'll just throw away all those stats I have on teammates sitting on the front row. How about that?
You got him in.
2/100ths of a second. James falls short, and Timothy Peters knows that's pretty much it. That was his last threat for this pole.
Stay with us. More qualifying here on Speed after the messages. Speed's presentation of NASCAR Camping World Truck Series qualifying from Darlington is brought to you by Camping World. The Camping World Destination Recreation Sweepstakes is back and better than ever. Camping World's offering more prizes and more chances to win. Visit campingworld.com and enter today. And by Toyota.
Trucks at Darlington Raceway. Phil, you said you're going to throw away your stats about teammates starting on the front row. Bet you Timothy Peters hopes we can throw away the stat that no pole winner has ever gone on to win the race here at Darlington Speedway. A good starting position is important. The worst the race has been won from is 14th. Bobby Hamilton did that. But the average start for winners is 5.7. So you need to qualify good. But Timothy Peters hopes he rewrites that record as well.
You know, and the bit of the caveat to Bobby Hamilton's win from 14th, qualifying was rained out that year. That's why Bobby started that far back. You know that he had a good truck, obviously, and he probably would have qualified and made all the starting positions of all the winners very, very good.
Yeah, top 5 is normally where you're going to start. If you're going to win this race, you started 3rd in 2001, 2nd in 2002, and 4th in 2004. For Casey Kane, those were the starting positions, and you threw in Bobby Hamilton's 14th place starting position.
Bobby Hamilton was pretty notorious for starting in the back and going up there and winning anyway. He used to go, I know there isn't much of a choice for grooves, but he liked to go up high anywhere he would go. And at Darlington, if you're comfortable with running right next to the wall, that's pretty much where you're going to spend your whole night, huh?
29th quick for Mike Garvey as he runs a 31.495. Second quick, James Busher is with AA.
And Rick, I sure hope I'm around when James Busher wins his first career pole, because I get to talk to you every time you start 2nd or 3rd. You know that?
We were just talking about that on the radio on my way in. I think this is like the 6th or 7th time I've been in the top 3 this year and don't have a pole yet. So we're right on the edge of that. Hopefully we can keep this Wolfpack Reynolds Chevy up front all night and be there at the end for the win. I'd rather have a win than a pole, so hopefully we can get the win today, and then we'll go get a pole next week.
Did you feel good about the truck earlier today in race trim?
I felt like the balance was good in race trim. We're a little bit on the tight side. I'm hoping when the sun goes down, we gain a little bit more grip and go a little bit faster. But I think track position is pretty important here. It's pretty tough to pass. You know, there's a whole bunch of pavement, but only so much of it you want to be on. So it's pretty narrow, and I don't know. I think if we could just stay up in the top 5 and be there competing for the win all night, maybe we can come away with it at the end of the night.
James Busher just misses out on the pole again.
Chris Lafferty on the racetrack now. He will be the final truck qualifying. His first lap, 32.233, was good enough for 32nd quick.
And that will clinch the pole for Timothy Peters.
Unless he beats him on this lap.
Which we haven't seen any 3-second pickups on the second lap.
I was comfortable. I was comfortable saying that.
31.760 for Chris Lafferty on his second lap. He moves up to 31st quickest. So Timothy Peters grabs his 3rd career pole in just his 83rd race. 2nd pole of the 2010 season. Last time he was on the pole was ORP. There's your front row. Timothy Peters and James Busher. We get underway tonight at 7 o'clock. Chris Kubota and the setup presented by Polaris. Timothy going to take some pictures, get a little hardware as your pole sitter for the first race of 6 years at Darlington for the Camping World Truck Series. The Too Tough to Tame 200 qualifying just finishing up. We'll hear from your pole sitter when we come back. Welcome back to Darlington Raceway. Qualifying just concluding for the Too Tough to Tame 200. And it's Timothy Peters that grabs the top spot and a track record here at this unique egg-shaped racetrack. And he is standing by with Ray Dunlap.
Oh, Rick, down here they're doing some photos, and the celebration for a fast lap at Darlington continues. Timothy, it's a tool demonstration, right? I mean, I know you got the toolbox over there, and it was pretty fast today. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Can't say enough about our Apex family of brands, Toyota Tundra. Jeff Hensley, I'm speechless. To come to Darlington, never been here before. Got asked to do the tire test back in March, and I really don't think I know that it helped me get up to speed very quick today. You know, I'm just having a blast. But, you know, check out these tools right here. Got the crescent wrench and the Wisp metal cutting tools. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, it's in everybody's toolbox down here, right?
Good product placement here, but my big question is, can you make a run on Todd Bodine in this championship chase, and does that begin tonight?
I hope so. I hope so. I really think that we got momentum on our side right now. We had a great truck in Nashville last week. We just missed an adjustment, and we got way too loose. But, you know, we still had a good finish, but we finished 4th, and, you know, you thought the world would end it, but because of how well we ran. We came out today. Our truck has been consistent all day long, and I can't it's a testament to Jeff Hensley and all these guys that work on these trucks here at the track, back at the shop, fab shop, suspension room, all the guys that help put these trucks together when we're going on the road. And Tom DeLoach, Toyota, I go on and on. You know, I love winning the pole, but I really want to bring that Darlington trophy home tonight.
Okay, good luck to you. He's got 3 poles, guys, at very different tracks from Nashville to ORP, and now he can add Darlington.
Yes, impressive run for Timothy Peters as we take a look at our starting grid. Timothy Peters, James Busher. And we talked about experience potentially winning this race. Well, we've got inexperience up front.
Yeah, we've got a lot of experience, though, back in row number 3 with Ron Hornaday and Kenny Schrader. But, you know, a lot of these drivers here may have not been here in a truck. We've only have 7 drivers that have been here in a truck, but a lot of them have experience in other forms of racing, whether it be nationwide or the Cup Series. So I think after these guys, they got through practice just a few Darlington stops, Michael, and now they're going to say, okay, we made it through that. But then when they throw 36 of these trucks on the racetrack at the same time, the business is going to pick up.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put those metal cutting clippers away too far. There's a chance these guys are going to scrub the wall, get the side of these trucks tore up, and they'll need to be taking those clippers to those fenders to get them away from the tires.
So obviously this racetrack is a narrow racetrack. We talk about that. Can you pass, and how do you do it at Darlington?
It's a momentum pass that you have to make here, Rick, and that pass is started down in the center of these turns. You might have to lay off a little bit of off the back of a guy a little bit through 1 and 2, so you can hopefully keep your foot right on the floor as you exit 2 and get that momentum off turn 2 and run down the straightaway and position them. It's a very, very difficult place to pass, but if you got a good truck, you can certainly time those passes and make them happen.
And conversely, you can lose so much ground here if you get caught behind the wrong truck at the wrong place.
And so coming up next here from Darlington Raceway, it is the setup presented by Polaris. Chris Kubota will get us ready for the big race coming up at 7:30 p.m. this evening. So stay right here with us on Speed. It is Timothy Peters who will lead the field to the green flag tonight. Can he keep it up front, do something that no one else has ever done? Win from the pole at Darlington Raceway in a Camping World truck. You'll have to stay with us to find out.